Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild and I'm still sitting here and making a street for us, basically. So we have achieved around a kilometer. That's not a lot. And we still have a few hundred meters to go, but I hope that at, some point over there, close to this fleeting rival, we are hopefully done. I finally caved in and I changed the settings of the drill and fill system to be a bit more speedy, let's say it that way. It makes the whole thing a bit more how to say, a bit more bearable, because now the whole process is not a lot faster. I sped it up, I think, by 5 times or something like that, to not explode my PC and make recording a big problem or something like that. I would like to show you the settings that I have done. Maybe some of you are interested in knowing how that works. It's relatively easy because it is explained on the on the mod page, but I will just show you the settings so that you can do the same. Give me a sec. So the first thing we want to start out with is a bit of just something that you type in to your chat. So if you enter this string, nanodrills or /nanodrills -CWSF, the program will export, I don't know, an XML file that you can open. It is with this string located in your world files. So you go into your saves, and then there is this XML file in a folder named nanodrills. We will take a look at that just in a second. Here you can just see the 2 windows. There is in your world file, you should know where that is. It is an app data, roaming, and all that stuff. It's relatively easy to find. And then you go into storage in your world file, and there's another folder that is just called numbers. That's I think that's the ID of the mod, and then nanobot drill system. Now basically and then there's a file that gets added, mod settings, and that's how this file, how it is. I'm struggling. So this is just all the infos. I don't know what this is. Sync mod settings. I don't know. That's something I don't dabble with. But what you can change is, for example, the range of the whole thing. If you want to make the the rectangle, the cube that you have there, if you want to make it bigger, you can just go in there and change the range and say it will be from 75 meters to, I don't know, 150, or I don't know what you want to set it for. I'm pretty sure there is something that gives out the settings for the smaller ones. Maybe it's 1/3 of the size here, because I didn't see a specific setting for the small drill and fill systems. There seems to be settings for the big ones, and then you just seem to get a certain amount of that for the small ones. maximum offset range, also for some of you may be interesting. How much can you offset it? Some of you might want to limit that, but that's how you deal with it. Sources and target update interval ticks, that's something I will not touch, because that seems to be something that has to do with the ticks in game, and I'm not touching that. If you want, there's electric power standby and transport. So how much energy does it use? Maybe that's interesting for you, because you want to make it maybe more power hungry or less power hungry, however you want. That's for the drill settings, and for the fill settings. It's, again, maybe that's interesting for you. Drilling multiplier and filling multiplier, that's what we want to take a look at. That's just the multiplier, how fast it is. I've brought it up to 5. Usually it is set to 1. It's mildly faster, and some people told me that 10 is a maximum, because then performance started to degrade. I'm not sure if that is limited to your computer. If you have a beefy computer, you might be able to just bring the number higher up, but that's on your own. So I'm not responsible if you melt down your machine with, don't know, crazy settings there. I went for 5 because then it's not crazy fast, but it also is a bit more speedy than the rest of the stuff. You can also set how it works, or what is allowed for the whole thing. If you, for example, don't want it to collect stuff, or if you don't want it to fill or something like that, then you can cancel that out, and you can set your default mode and all this stuff. These are all things that are just settings you might want to you might want to be able to change to fit the whole thing to your needs. Because here you can basically say it is just allowed to do this or that. Interesting. Somebody said that there is also an option to turn off the visuals of the whole thing. I'm pretty sure allowed effects, that is this thing where you can basically say, I don't want to have it use the, I don't know, the visual effects for drilling stuff. I don't know. I didn't change it. One thing I will change later is the sound volume default, because these things are loud and I want them to be a bit quieter. I will change that number, the sound volume default. One thing I have to say for this is just settings, or this is settings for your world. In the description of the mod, there is also a setting for, so globally for the whole mod in all of your worlds, if you are interested in having the same settings for the mod for all your worlds. I was just setting it for this world. If you have world settings, they always supersede the global settings. So keep that in mind. If you set up the mod to have certain settings in for all your worlds, and you then set some settings for one world, these will always be the ones used then in the end. Good, I think that's all for the mod at hand. If you want to change your settings there, then that's how you would do it. Feel free to test around this stuff. If you want to bring your settings to the workshop or something like that, make sure that you ask the mod author for permission. I'm pretty sure that is something you should do. I will not do that because I just changed the speed. But yeah, have fun with that, and it is reasonably faster, and my PC seems to not struggle too much at the moment. Good. Let me go back into the game. With these settings, I was able to bring down the timer for the whole drill assembly to 1.5 minutes. And I'm pretty sure I could still speed that up, but now I'm going into a stretch where there's a lot of stuff, and I first want to see how the drill and fill system deals with that in that configuration. It should be, because you can hear it. That's the only thing about the noises. You can hear when you are sitting here. I usually sit down there to just wait, and you can hear once this thing goes off, and then when it stops drilling, it is silent again. And it seems that it still deals very, very fast with the amount of stuff that it throws at us. There's a lot of stone that I get in, and we will take a look at the changes I did to the truck in a bit. See, I'm coming up towards this thing, and it seems okay right now, but maybe once it reaches closer to the top there and it has to deal with more in one go, then maybe it gets stuck, and that's something I don't want. But you can see how fast that is now. That's the speed now that it has, and that's definitely a lot better than it was before. But now let us go back to the truck, take a look at the updates I've done and at the other stuff that I've done, because I have time. I've built another monstrous truck. So coming from this thing, having this as a bit of a prototype that, by the way, works really fine. Let me just take off for a second. I worked out a bit of a way over to these mountain reaches just to get around these hills here, and this thing was, with the sped up drill and fill system, really quickly done. One thing you have to keep in mind is if you move it and it changes position, you suddenly X into the ground very, very fast. So you need, if you move your drill turret or if you move the thing, turn the drill and fill system off before you do anything. Makes life a whole lot easier. So, I built this thing as the result of the prototype there. And you can see that I have put a lot more drill and fills on there, on a swing style turret there. I hope that this thing should work out really fine. It is set up to use the same mechanics the other thing did, so it is set up with a script and it can turn in certain directions, up, down, and all that stuff. Works out really, really fine. I didn't see it in action yet, but I hopefully will do that in a bit. One thing I did is I added another suspension to this, but I also have normal wheels, not on the suspension here, to be able to use the handbrake without this thing always rotating. It stands still a lot better than the other rovers that have the suspension. For example, this one I constantly have to park so it doesn't roll away. You can see that I changed the trailer a whole lot. Really, I X'd out a lot of the excess fat. And in the back, I've put in some stone dusters, and I've moved the oxygen tanks to down here. So the deck is a bit cleared. Someone had the idea to say maybe I should store some of the rovers on top of the deck. Not a bad idea. But I might have to make it even bigger for this. So I might be able to store this one there. This one I will have to trail behind somehow. Or I will have to find another solution. Maybe an outpost somewhere where I can move it to and then leave it there and come back to it when I need it or something like that. Not because this thing now is not obsolete, but it will be replaced by this thing. This thing will be even, I think, even replacing the truck for all the digging, because it will be just faster with all the drill and fills on here. The road it digs out is a bit wider, and I will keep it that way. Because this thing barely fits into this channel, and once I'm done with it, I will try to drive that thing through and then start the next track. The thing is, I needed to design something anyways, because there is valleys coming up that I shouldn't be here. There's valleys coming up that definitely need filling, and I will design more around this thing so that it is also able to fill the area it drills in. So I will just park it close to a valley, and then I will cut off the top that I want to go through, and I will also be able to fill in the area that that I'm drilling through. If there's a valley and I cut through a valley, I will also set up 2 drills here, or 2 drill and fill systems here, that then just put a layer of stone in there that hopefully then just that make it possible to drive over there. That will be the thing, and that's what I want to place. Oh, whoops, I hit the microphone, sorry. That's why I also have the big amount of cargo containers on here. I'm not sure yet if I want to put a refinery on here. At the moment I'm struggling with power, and that is not nice. But I have to say, maybe I can bring in some reactor components and put a reactor on here, because this thing not having a reactor is kind of weird. With the tier 5 solar panels, it is pretty good, and I might add some more and then add a refinery and an assembler here so that this thing can maintain itself or something like that. So these bottom drills will be the ones that fill in the area. I will set them up to be let me show you the area. So this looks, by the way, I need to work on this, because now I just have this black blotch here. I will set them up to be exactly below this area, and then yeah, basically go with the tick I do in front. Whoa, what the? If I move it... Oh, I don't have hydrogen anymore. If I... So basically that I move it into an area, and if there is nothing filled in, the bottom ones will take over, fill in the area immediately. So while we are drilling, there will be a street or a bridge built into the area that we are drilling out. The idea also would have been nice for this channel because there's a dip in the middle somewhere, not in the middle, close to the start here, that I would have liked to get rid of, and being able to fill that in there would have been nice with this thing. So the next things will immediately be smoothed out, hopefully. So do I have... Yes, nice. Okay, let's go and fill up my bottles. I had to, by the way, do a bit of an expedition out to find some ice while moving the O2 generators. It took away all my ice. Not a nice thing. So now we are mobile again. Yeah, again, this thing will immediately fill in the area. If there's anything missing below the street that I'm digging out here, this thing, it would have filled basically this thing automatically in, and then we would have a smooth line here and not this weird dent basically in the road. But this thing is... The whole process right now is boring as hell because it just takes ages, and yeah, I'm not achieving anything. And I want to get to the pole really, really fast now. And this thing hopefully helps with that. Good, let me turn off the drill and fills for now, or the area, and then once the truck is done, I will move the truck out of the way, move this thing in there, drive through. Maybe, yeah, I will give it a bit of a neater look and add some more weapons to it so that it can defend itself once it is through, and then I can come back to the truck and let this thing do its work. Will be interesting to see how fast this thing is in the end. Okay. Let me take a look at these. So I should have a group for the new ones. So drill, fill. 41, 42 is fill, save. So drill fill will be turned on. G group, K fill. Goes, give me a sec. 83.5 and fill goes 83.5. Then the vertical offset needs to be... Oh, that is maybe a bit too much. Okay, it should be already not in place, but oh, it is in place. I need to turn on the area for fill. So okay, fill show area. Thing we can maybe do is move this up so we can see a bit. Okay, see 15. That is 15 meters down. Okay, now let's bring fill a bit more down. Minus. Oh, one thing I wanted to do is so that we can see it even better, we will go and make fill relatively thin, because the thing is we don't need a monstrous height here. We go with, I don't know, 10 meters? Is that visible? It is. See, and now we can just bring it up by, I don't know, 2.55 meters. Okay. Fill gets brought up. Vertical offset will be minus 22.5. And maybe a meter more. Okay, fill. It goes to minus 21.5. Another meter? That's not a meter, that's 0.5. So we will go with 21. Okay. Fill. Then we will go minus 21. That should have done it. It didn't, but pretty sure we can just... Can we just keep it this way, or should we go... Okay... Another minus 20.5. Nearly perfect. We will keep it that way. I don't need it to be completely perfect, but this is good. So then we will go and set the fill to be, again, a fill system. It needs to fill. It needs to fill with, not with stone, but with Mars something rock. Mars, not Mars soil, we will go for Mars rocks. And this will then be, yeah, the stuff we are filling it in with. So working, nice. So I think I can go for groups. Fill. Toggle block on. And then also show area. 8. This will keep it this way. Good. And this can be turned off too. So now this, once we get stone, we can fill it back in the area that is below our below the area that we are mining out. And what I should do is... Ooh, okay. What I should do is have a button that moves all the areas. How can I do that best? Just make another drill system. All drill. Save. So that the movement of the thing, so this part here, is controlled by the all drill thing. Emotes. All drill 5. Area offset front back increase. Area offset front back decrease. So now we can move both areas with one button click and can do the same then with a timer. So that if we need the fill system, we can turn that on. If we don't need it, we can keep it off. But at least we move the area together with the area we cut through. Nice. Good. Okay, that works. I'm pretty sure I'm done for today with this. I usually, again, it's at the moment I'm sitting here and I'm just doing stuff while this drills. Watching videos, doing not a lot. I need a second PC that I can then use to, don't know, play something on or edit or whatsoever. Good. Okay, people. I think that's all for today. Hope you liked this video and I hope you appreciate the work I'm doing here. I'm not sure if you're already bored by this because at the moment, again, we don't have a lot of progress to show. But the good thing is now if we have something that can do the work that is independent from the truck can do other stuff. So we can move maybe about and find more of these stations. If there are any, hunt them down. And this thing can keep doing the work for the truck. It's nice that the truck has its own system. One thing that I now regret is not setting up the script for it. The both of the other trucks kind of run with the script that is able to move the rotors, and that's far easier than this thing up top there. The problem with it would have been the arm in the back. The script behaves weird with other scripts on there. Even if you rename everything and if you say, okay, I want to have different names for certain things, it still moves things, and I had problems with the arm and the drill bar that I had. The way back will be interesting because I will have to do a lot of drilling on the way back too, but maybe I will not do that. And after I arrived at the pole and built a small station there, I might want to go to a different planet and do other things there. We will see. Good people. But I think that's all for today. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, please leave a like on the video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Yeah, guys.